Hi guys, welcome back to the Frugal Homestead. Today I am going to be dehydrating watermelon, which is also known as watermelon candy. We are going to use some seedless watermelons. Actually, the seeded watermelons are better to do this with, but I don't want to dig out all the seeds. So to me it's just easier to go ahead and use the seedless. First, we're going to get our watermelon out of the rind. These are a little bit smaller watermelons, so they're a lot easier to work with, but also they were very readily available for us, so made it really nice. Now when you cut your watermelon, you want to have it approximately 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch wide whenever you put it in your dehydrator. You don't want to cut it too thin, because if you cut it too thin, then it kind of sinks down in the holes and it'll make it harder to get out, and it'll just dehydrate into nothing. So just going to try and eyeball it. It ain't got to be perfect. I really like it because unlike other dehydrated fruits and stuff, I don't have to put lemon juice or anything on it. And your pieces don't have to be perfect. They can be however you cut them. You just don't want to cut them too thin or too thick. Cut them too thick, then it'll take forever to dehydrate. So there's mine. You do not need parchment paper. You can just throw them straight on the tray. I was also told you can use these in you can rehydrate them and use them in smoothies, but a lot of people just like them as a natural candy. That one was too small to use. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. There we go. But I don't think you can get a simpler recipe than this. There we go. Make sure, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. We do all kinds of recipes like this all the time. And if you hit the bell, you'll get notified whenever we release our new videos. Oh, almost wore that one. Alright, I'm going to get the rest of my dehydrator filled up, get it turned on, and then I'll be back and we'll show you exactly what it should look like, and we'll show you how it breaks and stuff like that whenever it's completed.
Alright guys, and we're back. Now, it is 12 o'clock, a day and a half later, so noon. So of course my wife is at work. So I thought I'd bring you guys in, let you see how they turned out. Now, the thing about watermelon, when you're dehydrating it, is it's full of sugars. So it's going to stay at almost like a caramel consistency on the outside as long as it's hot. And when it cools down, the sugars harden. Now the first two things you want to look for are, one, that the outside is turned a dark color all the way around. Alright? So that means the sugars have encapsulated it and have dried out. The other thing that you want to look for, and obviously you want them to break. You don't want them to be bendy. You want them to snap. Now, the trick about this is they won't do this until you stop and let them cool down. So my recommendation to you is to start out by putting them in and run it for 12 hours. Turn it off for an hour. Let it cool completely for an hour. Grab them, bend them, snap them. If they break, then you're doing good. If they don't, if they're bendy still, or they feel like the insides aren't done, put them back in for another 6 and just keep doing that every 6 hours until you get the consistency you like. Now, you will probably want to go way beyond this to where they snap hard if you're going to try and jar save these. Ours are not going to be that stable. We like ours to have just a little bit of bend in them. Makes them a little softer when you're eating them, makes them easier to rehydrate. But what we do is we will put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. So they will keep for anywhere between 3 to 6 months. I'm sure it would be longer, but we like to eat these within 3 to 6 months no matter what. I will date the bag to make sure we do. Now, the flavor, it is called watermelon candy. It doesn't really taste like candy. You can sugar these, which will help, but it's not really candy. It's a dehydrated piece of watermelon with natural sugars. So, I think they're delicious, and now the bees do too. But, excellent healthy snack, no sugar added. Honestly, you could probably eat all these and still probably be under about 250, 300 calories with the small watermelon we started out with. If you're worried about trying to break those numbers down, you can always weigh the pieces before you put them in here, dehydrate it down, and then break these into serving size. That said, this is a good healthy snack. I can feel good about giving this to my granddaughter Olivia. 36 hours is what it took in ours. Obviously, every dehydrator is going to be different, so you want to take and break it down to 12 hours, then every 6 checking, but letting it cool down, because they will just stay flimsy if you don't let them cool down. That's what a lot of videos aren't telling you. So, I have to get this put away before I end up eating it all. If you haven't already subscribed, please go down, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you can see all of our upcoming videos. We'd also like to see you like the video if possible, if you liked it. If you didn't like it, feel free to hit the dislike button. And comment. Let us know what other things you like to dehydrate. Let us know if you tried this recipe and what you thought of it. And any other things that you'd like to talk to us about. We're always willing to chat it up in the comment box with any of our subscribers or viewers. And we appreciate you coming along with us, and I'm going to get these put away before I eat them all, before my wife gets home. Because then she will kill me, because she loves this stuff. So we will see you guys in the next one.